Fastlane is in the rearview mirror, crown jewels ahead of us. But first, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from Omaha, 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 Nebraska. Yeah, they're still running wrestling shows in Nebraska. Christ knows why, because I think besides cornfields, there really isn't anything in Nebraska besides the corn huskers. In all seriousness, those who are in Nebraska that have access to the internet and are watching this review, thank you very much. I hope you had a great goddamn time at the show if you happen to go, and this show was fine. Next week's show is the season premiere of Raw, aka shit, the ratings are low, we got rights fees coming up, we gotta negotiate this stuff properly, we need to get the ratings at least up above 1.3. Also, the reason this review is a little bit later than normal, I decided to go watch the Regal Mystery Movie, which actually does feature somebody from WWE, John Cena. It's called Freelance. And it's really awful. Find out how awful in my review, where I sort of cover the movie and then mainly just rip on the writing and the fact that it looked like a streaming movie or something ripped from the 80s and 90s, but just without any of the ingenuity, charm, and basically it was shit. So yeah, I ended up having to review this on delay, and quite frankly, when Regal does these mystery movies, I may be doing that more often, because WWE weekly programming is starting to wear me down, and I gotta be honest, I didn't even remember that Fastlane happened a couple days ago. I honestly forgot about Fastlane, and that was the last review I had done before I reviewed Freelance. Anyways, according to WrestleTix, they got around 9,300 people. You know what? That's good. Especially since they don't have a lot to do in Omaha, or in Nebraska in general. So it's Seth Pheasant Rollins dressed up like he skinned a bunch of Dalmatians and he's busted up. It's been an honor being the champion, but he's just getting started, bitch. He was hoping for an easy night, but here's Drew. Drew wants him at 100%. And then Seth and Drew at Crown Jewel. There you go. And, well, hey, wait a second. We could party. Drew, you used to be in a band. And then here's Priest without the case. He attacks Drew from behind. Drew does nothing until Dominic comes down with the case, and Drew stops him like a bodyguard at a nightclub. And I know that at Fastlane, Priest gave the case to Rhea, not tonight, and this kind of stuff. I'm sorry, but this stuff of stretching all the stuff out with Judgment Day is long in the tooth. Same with the Bloodline stuff. It's stale. It feels like if they let Priest cash in, it's not going to end up mattering. He may beat Seth Rollins at some point, but it is getting to the level where it's like, okay, if he doesn't cash in soon, then it's going to be pointless. Now, he's not going to cash in at Crown Jewel, so that means we're more than a few weeks away. We're at least a month away from a cash-in happening. Maybe it happens at Survivor Series, but then what do you do? Because I think the end game would be Gunther beating whoever for the championship. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. Drew ends up headbutting Dominic, and if Dominic had a working brain, that would matter, and then we get so on into infinity with more brawling. Becky, then, she has a book coming out apparently. Good for her. Ought to be interesting. I'm not going to read it because I don't have time to read stuff, but it ought to be interesting. And then Kofi took on Ivar in a Viking rules match. More of this shit. There were shields. There was bullshit. At one point, after they went to break and came back, there was a French audio plug or audio video plug, with for the Paris Olympics. I thought I was having a series of small strokes. At one point, Valhalla, aka Sarah Rowe, jumps at the opportunity to jump on and attack a minority because people like her, people that think like her would do that, and then a moonsault. 1, 2, 3. These Viking rules matches are stupid, and you know why they're stupid? Because it involves weaponry for it's overly gimmicky and cartoonish. Ivar got a win, good. Ain't gonna matter because there ain't no rehabbing this bullshit gimmick. Nakamura is pissed, and then Ricochet attacks him. And then the show did not need more Judgment Day, but goddammit, that's what we're getting. JD was pinned up by Priest of JD. That's JD McDonough. I've gone away from giving him the McTuna nickname because whatever. Rhea then berates him, gets him pinned against a wall. I'm going to leave that one alone. And then Raquel took on Nia. None of us will live long enough for either of these two to get good. And the fact that Raquel is the better of the two workers here is proof this match was doomed. Unless Nia is put in traction, I do not care. So Rhea comes out, causes a DQ. Here's Shayna. I was just waiting for everybody to gang up on Nia and basically push her out. There was somebody, actually a few people have said, Nia's a shot in the arm the women's division needed. They give them a focus. You know the focus should be the championship, and they have more than enough talented women. They don't need Nia there. That's all the coverage Nia Jax matches are going to get until she inevitably, hopefully, ends up being injured and out of the company. And I don't wish for that, but honestly, at her weight, at her size, with her limited mobility, and the fact that she's an uncoordinated twat that proved that she's a piece of shit person inside and out, I really wish nothing but the worst for her. And people that think like her. And if you think like Nia when it comes to vaccines and other shit like that and everything, you're an idiot. So, Seth is pissed at Drew for not helping him. And there we go. So we get Shayna, who's upset and focused and wants to basically take out, anybody. Doesn't matter. Cole introduces Cody and Jay, and then they yeeted. And I yeeted away from this goddamn segment because I don't care. Though I did find it funny that Cole basically was needling Cody and saying, you failed at WrestleMania 39, and are you not wanting to finish your story? Are you worried about failing again? It's about the only good thing Cole has done in, 15 years. So, then Zayn comes out with his heel theme. That was a bit weird. Him and Owens won a tag title shot. And Owens says, why? Jay's not going to agree because he can't handle losing these titles twice to us. And then Gable's getting chopped by Otis, while Maxine just stands there, which is the best use for her. And then here comes Bronson, just laughs. To be fair, I'd be laughing at this too because Gable's a good athlete and this stuff is stupid. Nakamura then attacks Ricochet. We go to break. Gable with Maxine. Christ knows why she's there. Versus Ricochet. His woman's in the corner. Well, in the corner near ringside doing ring announcing. Oh, wait, no, Samantha isn't. She's not doing that. Where was Samantha? I think it's Mike Rome. Just, where was Samantha? Anyway, here comes Bronson was there, and it was a three-way contenders match. The winner faces Gunther next week. I'm sick of the multi-man matches. There were some spots that were cool. Bronson won with a tsunami. How I'm just kind of skipping through some of this stuff. It's not even that I disrespect the athletes or have anything against the athletes, except I can give two shits if she rots from the inside out in front of her family. But that being said, generally I will give people a chance, but just so much of this program is just beating me down. So, Jackie is with Becky. Look, I'm just going to say right now, Jackie tries. She is not cut out to do these interviews. Find another role for her. Find another role. Jim Crockett didn't have that deer in the headlights look that she has. Zaya wants a shot, and Zaya looks great. Where has Zaya been? Drew then took on JD McDonough. Back body drop. Dominic tries interfering. McDonough isn't bad in the ring. I just don't believe him because I've seen everything I can see from him. He focused on the knee and then lost to the Claymore. That's it. That is it. And then Priest is pissed. Rhea has a plan. Does this plan involve maybe not having Judgment Day on my television so much? Barrett is then interviewing Ciampa and Gargano, who are attacked by Imperium. Gargano and Ciampa said stuff, but DIYs were united, and I don't care. Barrett did the smart thing and ran. The terrible editing and terrible camera cuts, everybody involved in this process should have been fired. And then package on Tegan's journey. Numerous knee injuries coming back, and I assume she said stuff, but she's Welsh, and I don't understand Welsh people very well. All due respect to cool Welsh people. Pierce says, hey, Ricochet, you're pissed. You and Nakamura, Falls Count Anywhere match. Great, it's going to be just like the Last Man Standing match from Fastlane, and I'm going to tune out of that. Becky and Tegan had a pretty good match. Actually, I would have argued this should have main evented the goddamn show. I get why it didn't and it was a semi-main, given what they did at the end of the show. Even though I didn't care about the story. It was well-worked NXT Women's title match. Could Tegan hang? Tegan was focusing on the injured arm. There was a nice fall-away slam pin. Some good near falls. I think it went a little bit too long. There was a lot of loud, obvious spot calling. It's not just Cena that does this stuff. There were flummoxes as well. Tegan was there for enough. I don't think that Tegan is ever going to be what others see her as. I think she's just going to be a middle-of-the-card individual who's a fine worker, but maybe she's not going to work out that well in WWE. Eventually, a Disarmer won it. It was a good match. It went again a little bit long, but then again, given some of the shit on this show, maybe not the worst thing this went long. Season premiere of Raw next week with 2 title matches. Tag title and Intercontinental title. Also, Candice and Indy want an update on Gargano, and then Rhea yells and says get out, and then wants a match with Shayna. And also a bunch of women were consoling Tegan. Natty looked great. Chelsea said stuff, I tuned it out. Piper and Natty are going to have a match next week. That's what I got out of this. And then Drew says that Jay will show his true colors, and that's why we hate him. I think that's how that Cyndi Lauper song went. And then Zayn interrupts, and then Jay says, nope, tonight it's about the titles. Zayn and Owens make their entrance, and then 10 minutes later, the match starts. 10 minutes later. Ludwig, by the way, calls his specimens A+. He mentions how his specimens are A positive. He can thrust his specimens right in your face so you can test them. And then Zayn Owens took on Cody and Jay in a tag title match where they did a bunch of shit. They did a hockey fight that the referee said, shit, I can't call this a count out because I've been here for years, but I should call it a count out, but I can't. They go to a break after 2 minutes. They do the hockey fight. They go to a break again. And eventually the Cody Cutter 1D combo wins it. And then Zayn handshakes with both of them. And then Owens handshakes both of them. I don't even think that's proper English. I don't care. It's late, and Raw was fine. It was fine. Season premiere next week. I don't know what's going to happen for December. I might just take the whole month off. Just in post-movie stuff or something. Anyway, so agree, disagree what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.